up, YouTube? It's your boy Skinny Moose,
Your boy Fat Squirrel.
and I brought on a special guest, J Blade, as y'all
What's
can
up?
see. So let's kick it off. What made you become a wrestler?
It's exciting. Like, even as a kid, you get exciting watching wrestling. My grandparents always took us to wrestling, and it just led up to that.
Hell yes. Who was your favorite wrestler growing up?
Flying Brian was one, and Sting was the other.
Sting. I'm not too sure about Flying Brian. I've heard of him, but I really know a lot
Brian
about
Pillman.
Sting.
Brian Pillman.
Yeah, I know Brian Pillman. Okay, yep. I'm a big fan of Sting. I like Sting. It's the Stinger.
Out of all the places you have wrestled, where would you say you got the loudest crowd reaction?
Probably a show in Mississippi, but I was a heel. And all I did was come out, bro, and it was the loudest reaction I've ever heard in my life. I was working Johnny Swinger from TNA.
Yep.
Yeah, I know.
I was working him. That was a cool match.
What is your favorite deathmatch weapon?
Maybe barbwire attacks.
Barbwire. I think you're the first to actually speak on barbwire, considering a lot of them was like, I like the light tubes, and I'm like, everybody likes light tubes. Like, everybody loves light tubes.
Like, yeah, I like light tubes too, but that's not one of my favorites.
And Bryant, he's like, I'm a glass man, and I'm like, how the hell do y'all just sit there and go through fucking glass? I've never.
At Carnage Cup 13 was the first time I went through plate of glass when I say plate sicko off the side. That was the first time I did the glass, like that glass. I've done like light bulbs and shit like that, but glass.
I thought you dealt with glass at 12. No, maybe it was a piece of glass that you had that they didn't clean up too well at Carnage Cup 12.
No, I didn't ever get through that. I think Blaine took the glass.
That's my fault. Yeah, that was Blaine, because Blaine went to put that you through it, I think, and you reversed it. Yeah. I just watched that fucking match too.
That was a fun cup too. That was my first cup.
Yeah, that was your first, but not your first Deep South show.
No, my first Deep South show was the shoot style.
Yeah, the shoot style, baby.
I can't remember the other name for it. Lethal something. I worked Blaine Evans my first death match.
I don't want to say it was Lethal Lotto.
Yeah, maybe it was that. Yeah, it was Lethal something other.
What advice would you give to someone breaking in the business?
I would say just sit back, enjoy the ride, listen to the vets. Always listen, pay attention to people. Don't run around and think you know everything, because you fucking don't. Nobody knows everything in wrestling. You'll always learn something new. I don't care how long you've been in wrestling. You'll always learn something new every day. Every time you get in the ring, you'll learn something new.
That's true.
And you learn the most stuff is by sitting back and just listening to these other guys talk.
Yeah, because they come up with some wicked shit.
A lot of people's like, yeah, go to these seminars, pay a lot of money and go to these seminars. Like, you don't have to do that. If you're a worker, you sit in the locker room and don't act crazy. Like, a lot of people act crazy the whole show, running around on their phone playing games, and fuck all that. Sit in the locker room, watch the show, watch every match, because you never know when you're going to work them other guys that's in the matches. So that's how you, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how you learn the opponents that you haven't wrestled yet. Sit and watch their matches. Like, I'm big on sitting and watching the matches.
Yes, sir. So how did your arm heal after Southern Outlaws? You showed us, but it seemed like it healed up pretty
Yeah,
pretty well.
it's gonna be a gnarly scar, but it healed up better than what like my old lady even thought it was gonna heal like shit, but it's healed way better than what we thought.
There was two of y'all that I know of off the bat that got fucked up. I mean, Brian got some pretty bad injuries, but you and Sadisto was the two main
Yeah.
ones that really got fucked at that show.
Yeah, shit happens though.
Yeah. Is that your first bad one on pay-per-view?
Talking about my worst injury? Like, is that my worst injury?
No, like, is that your worst? Yeah, kind of like, is that the worst thing that's happened to you on a pay-per-view show?
Yeah, probably so.
Who's your favorite opponent so far that you have faced?
I'm gonna say Little Sicko, just because I don't know, we've always worked so well with each other.
Yes, you two both have a good connection. Yes, I love that 2 out of 3 falls match. Fuck yes.
Seeing how you have faced Little Sicko in a technical match and a death match, which one do you prefer to face him in?
I prefer either with them. Like, we have fun, and either death match or just technical, we'll have fun either way.
I understand
I
that.
understand.
They fucking
Yeah.
killed it in King of the Carnage. I can't get over that, dude. Like, especially when Little Sicko does that fucking crossbody after U-Haul and attacks Jay, and Jay's just like,
That fucking sucked, bro.
yeah, you lost your hearing in that match.
My whole chest right here was instant blood when that happened. Like, it just poured blood off my chest. I'm like, God damn.
Jesus, didn't you lose your hearing for a little bit after that match?
Yeah, like it wasn't like serious injury, like where I couldn't hear, but somewhere in the match, and I think it might have been the glass spot when we did the suplex. I think glass flew up and went in my ear, and it made me where I couldn't fucking hear. Because a couple of days after that, I dug like a little bitty piece of glass out my ear.
Oh, fuck that shit.
That might
Fuck
have
that.
been why I couldn't hear for a little bit.
Who is your biggest rival, and do you have one right now? I'd say Little Sicko or Blaine Evans.
It'd probably be a little sicko. I think me and him's had more matches than me and Blaine has.
You and Little
Like-
Sicko's always going at it.
Like me and Blaine, like I come up in wrestling and Blaine was there. You know what I mean? He's been wrestling longer than I, but he was there when I started training.
I
Like
understand that.
Blaine was there, and eventually Bryant Woods, he was there before he was Bryant Woods. I know him before Bryant Woods.
Oh,
I'm not
shit.
gonna say Brian. I'm not gonna say your other name, Brian.
Seeing as you have been in a few tag team matches, do you prefer to be a singles or a tag team competitor?
I prefer singles, but as I'm getting older, I like tags better now because it gives you a little bit of a rest for a second or two. You know what I mean? Like, being in a singles match, you don't really have that tag out, get your breath for a minute, tag back in. Single match ain't like that. You just stay in there, get your ass whooped, or whoop ass the whole time, or
Yeah,
thing.
you're by yourself. You're by yourself. I understand that. Like, it's kind of hard to do it all by yourself, in which a lot of people say that, but a lot of people, like you just said, prefer to be singles because they can shine and get their own glory, and I respect that a lot. What's the highest dive that you've ever done?
Maybe that big ass ladder off of Carnage Cut 12 that I jumped off of through Jamie. That's probably like the highest I've jumped off of.
That fucking ladder was insane, dude. I don't think I've ever seen a ladder that tall in a
And
death match.
if you notice when I jump, the ladder shifts.
Yeah.
So you see me land on him 1 foot because when the ladder shift, I was already half jumping and I got nervous. So I jumped 1 foot and then my other foot was trying to land on him because I thought I was supposed to miss. I was just trying to make 1 foot to him to go through it. And I made it happen.
I thought that ladder went out from under you.
Like that match itself, man, Jamie Richards, that match itself was a hard hitting match. Like, that's probably one of the hardest hit matches I've had.
Jesus, they say Jamie goes all in a death match or a technical match.
Yeah.
I got to get a hold of Jamie. Go ahead,
Yeah, I've
Squirrel.
known Jamie. I think he's wrestled a little bit longer than I have too. I've been wrestling for 18 years now.
Half my
wow.
life. Half my life. I'm 24.
Yeah.
I ain't saying my age. I'm gonna stay
Well,
out, but that's
I'm only 37. I'll be 38 May 30th.
That's hard to
Oh my
believe. I
God, y'all
thought you
both.
was in your early 30s. Oh my fucking God. I thought you was only like 30 something.
Wow.
I'm getting old, man.
Oh wow.
I ain't too old yet. I still got a long time in this.
That's what I want to hear. I love
Sure.
hearing that, y'all going to keep going. Like, you got your legends like Necro and Pondo, who's in their 50s and still going. And hopefully Necro can return to the ring.
Yeah, I've seen pictures where they were pushing him in the wheelchair at one of the shows. So that's good
Uh,
that he's not at the hospital no more. He's getting
he,
around.
he's supposed to be coming home, I think, later this week. Jasmine St. Clair posted early last week, that he was supposed to be home later this week. So hopefully he comes home. I mean, he's been over there for like 2 or 3 months. So I couldn't imagine, dude, being away from my family that long. Like, I'm going to be away for 3 days, 4
Yeah,
days, something like that at Cup. So
At Southern Outlaws, how did you feel when Tarzan kicked a light tube into your chest?
I was like, what the fuck was that? Like it caught me by surprise, I guess. I don't know. It's like the thing almost cut my titty too. Like had a scratch right by my nipple. I was like, God dang, it was almost on the nipple.
shit, good thing that motherfucker didn't get cut off because I can't remember who it was, but it was an old death match. So it's back in the CZW days, or maybe it was in Mid South. A wrestler actually had their titty cut off. I was like,
Oh,
oh shit.
Damn it.
Is there anyone that you would like to call out for a death match?
I'll wrestle anybody, bro. I don't really like calling people out like that. Like, I'll wrestle whoever wants to wrestle. Or whoever wants to fight, I'll fight whoever wants to fight.
I respect that. I'd like to see everybody I said I'd like to see face Bryant Woods. They're like, nah, I'm not interested.
I'll face Bryant Wood.
Oh fuck! Let's get it. Let's get it.
He
Let's
knows I'll
get it.
face big ass. I ain't scared of folks just 'cause they're big. Like,
Let's get it. I'd love to see that at Cup. We sitting there and all of a sudden Bryant Woods and fucking Jay Blake go the fuck at it. Do you ever see yourself winning a Carnage Cup?
I'm gonna try my damnedest.
Yes. I'd love to see like Jay win because I mean he made it to the finals in Carnage Cup 12. And if it wasn't for that fucking barbwire Caribbean spider shit part, he probably would have went further.
Fucking it sucked that I had to fight Chewy and Sick Boy for Carnage Cup 13. Like that sucked.
Yeah,
Got put straight the fuck out.
I got a question on that somewhere. How was it going through the 2 low tube cabins in Carnage Cup 13 when Chewy put him in the electric chair position when Sick Boy jumped off the ropes and put him through that stuff?
That was kind of a rough bump, but I've had worse bumps. Like it was all right though. Like, I liked it.
He said, I liked it. That match was fucking crazy.
Man,
That match was fucking off the wall. Like, you over here sticking an orange. What was that orange thing on the ball when you shoved it up Chewy's ass?
it was a. I thought all it was a styrofoam like pumpkin. Somebody stuck like toothpicks in.
Oh, it's toothpicks. I thought it was skewers.
It was just normal toothpicks.
That match was fucking insane. I was dying laughing at that part. Like, I was like, what the fuck is Jay doing here? I love that match, though.
My dumb
I
ass
loved it.
even tried spring. I did a springboard in them loose ass ropes too. Like I didn't think I was going to, but I did. I thought I was gonna fall, but I didn't. I was like, yeah, I got good enough balance.
How was it when you was fighting in the six circle?
uh, I liked it, man. That was the first time I wrestled in a six-side ring. I've always wanted to since I watched Impact and they had the six-side ring. I always thought it was cooler. It was different. Like me, I'm all about stuff that's different. Like I don't know, like I don't like trying to be the same. Like that's like
You're a
my match.
step
Watch my matches. They're never the fucking same.
No,
I might have
I can
one or two
understand
moves
that.
that's gonna be the same, but everything else is different. Like, I don't know. I don't like having the same fucking match. A lot of people like having the same match just because it's easier to remember. But the fans want to see different shit. They don't want to see the same fucking shit every fucking match.
Thank you. Thank
true.
you. Thank you.
Thank
And I like how he changes up his moveset in every match for every opponent. Like, he'll face Little Sicko one day, and it'll be something. Then he'll face Little Sicko again, and the whole move list is different. And that's what I like to see. I don't want to see the same wrestler get in there and do the same match or the same moveset every day.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Squirrel.
Sorry. In the casket match with John Rare, how did you feel when you leg dropped Rare from a ladder?
Like it was a stiff bump, but it was straight. Like, as long as you land right on your bumps, you're straight. Like I don't know. I've always been do your bumps right. Never do them wrong. Like, yeah, you might bump wrong sometimes. Like you can't help it sometimes, but
Brian White, when we interviewed Bryant Woods, he's like, well, if you're a good professional worker and you hit a bump, if you hit a bump and it don't come out right, if you do it right, then they won't even realize, the fans won't even realize that you messed up. That's one thing I got to say, like, your matches ain't, I don't ever think I've seen you do anything wrong in a match.
well, I do. Like there's people tell me they can notice I mess up, but I cover my mess up. That's what even the fans tell me that.
Like, a lot of wrestlers, like, no hate to the body. I love the body. But when he fought Lucky 13, I think, you could see him, like, wrapping the Kenzas around his arm and scooting him closer. I'm like, no, body, don't be a dead giveaway. Like, damn it. Damn it. You can't do that.
How was it in the EPW heavyweight champion?
EPW, the SEPW.
Yeah, that's it.
The show from Russellville, Alabama. That show.
Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna put it down wrong. My fault, man.
Man, I had that belt for a good while, and I'm not a heavyweight guy, but I showed that I could be a heavyweight guy if I wanted to be. I just don't have the size, the weight. I got the wrestling skills to be a heavyweight too, but I'm not a heavyweight. I'm more cruiserweight, more technical guy. Yeah, I can do some high flying things.
I was going to say that you was a high flyer in general. I mean, you're always. I think that's what really gets you and Little Sicko, the chemistry between you two. Is like, you never know what you're going to do, but you never know what Little Sicko's going to do either.
Yeah.
So, I respect that.
We make for a good match.
Exactly. That's why y'all are so good. Like, when y'all got up on top of the U-Haul and Kings of the Carnage, I was like, what the fuck are they going to do up here? I really thought that you was going to throw Little Sicko off like Undertaker threw Mankind off, and then you just, it's kind of hard to see, but you threw him on top of the, I'm guessing it was light tubes, because you could hear, like, the light tubes breaking.
It was like a bundle of them laying up there. I just power bombed him on top of them.
See, y'all always have something in store. Would you ever work for XPW?
Yeah, if they shot me the message, I would.
Fuck yeah, Rob, you need a booking. So,
like, I'll work wherever, man. Just some of these guys, I don't know if they like me or I don't know if they just don't know me and don't want to try me out. Or A lot of guys don't like me though, just cause I'm a straightforward guy. A lot of
I
people don't
respect
like
that.
straightforward fucking people. Like,
I respect
Crazy.
that.
says you got to be half-ass fucking fake to get anywhere.
That's anywhere these days, and
That's
that's
bullshit.
bullshit. Like, you should always be. You
Yeah.
should take them. You should take a wrestler for who they are, and even though like they say something, give them a try. Let them try them out. See what they're made of.
Yeah.
Would you say that Deep South is the most brutal promotion going?
That's probably one of the brutal. Like, there's some brutal shit out there, like in Japan, and there's probably more brutal shit that we haven't seen yet. You know what I mean? Just maybe we catch videos of shit every now and then. There's probably shit we haven't seen. You know what I mean?
Japan has some pretty fucked up shit, like their
The
circus death
IWA
matches.
ever since I've like got into wrestling, I knew Spider, I knew Freak Show from doing other like just running regular shows. Like I knew all them guys. My brother, he has done. I can't remember which one it was. The Carnage Cup where Spider got stabbed in the arm. I can't remember which one that was.
Was
The
that?
first one. The first time he got stabbed in the arm. Maybe 9, I think.
Yeah, I was about to say 8 or 9.
Yeah, my brother, he done that one. He was in like the Rumble thing. It was one of the last 3. It was in the Rumble.
So you was in it too?
No, I wasn't in it. No,
What's your brother's name? And I'll watch it again.
he goes by the Dusty McWilliams.
I've actually, yeah, I know that match. That was a good match. That's probably one of my favorites out of that whole card, though, was Spider's incident. And I was talking to the body the other night, and he was like, which would you say is worse, Spider and John when John stabs Spider, or Hoodfoot and Slade? I was like, Spider and John,
Ooh.
because John
Yeah.
and because Spider started, if you watch the documentary, Spider set up his own mouth. He fainted halfway through, and he was just going with the flow.
Yeah,
And
because Spider was a tough motherfucker. Like,
I've
he
never
was
got
one
a
of the
chance.
toughest guys I ever had to wrestle. He was one of the toughest guys. Like,
Fucking Spider was, in my opinion, him, John Rare. I mean, Freak Show. The legends made Deep South the way what it is today.
yeah.
What would you say is your biggest accomplishment in your career so far?
My biggest accomplishment, just having the veteran guys like tell me I do good. They see me do good, have good matches, and they always said my only downfall is I don't talk enough and I'm not big enough.
I respect that, because I'd love to see. Well,
And see, I've tried to get big too, man. Like I just have a high metabolism, I guess. I don't know. I've tried to get big, it never works.
that's like me. Like, I'm pretty small, and I guess that's why my name's Skinny Moose. Like, over the winter, I tend.
Right now, it's the biggest I've ever been. I'm like 180, maybe if that. I'm 175, 180, somewhere around there.
During the winter, I tend to get bigger, but during the summer, I tend to thin out. And I'm like, now come on, I gotta be like skinny all year round,
Yeah.
Aside of Bryant Woods, who would you say is the toughest opponent to fight in Deep South, and why?
Cougar, he'd be tough to fight too.
Oh, Cougar, fuck.
Tommy Trainwreck, he would be a good fight for me too. I'd have a good match with him, I think.
Oh shit. I know both of them. Fuck yes.
Even your boy Brian White, I want a match with him too.
Oh shit. I could probably book you. Oh shit, let's go. Let's go. Yes, I'd
I'd like
love
to
to see
have.
you and Bryant.
I'd like to have a match with Kato too.
Oh, he's going to have all the Deep South boys. He wants them all.
Yeah.
Let's
I'll
fucking
wrestle
go.
whoever, bro. Like,
And IWA Deep South, the shit apocalypse, when you fought Blaine Evans, what was the black thing that you used on Blaine Evans?
that thing.
I didn't get no fucking pictures of it.
I'm trying to describe the black thing. Like,
I was like, Blaine had it, and I guess it was like a pair of scissors thing, and then you got it from him, and you
oh
started
yeah,
using it.
yeah, that's what it was. It was. I think it was like scissors. They were like opened up though. I think.
All right, because
Like
like
somewhat opened up and they were taped like that or something. I don't know. It was. They come at me with it, and I thought, hell no, fuck this. He's not stabbing me with no scissors. Fuck that. Reversed
I
it on him.
felt,
But
I
I
didn't
didn't
know.
take it from. I really didn't take it from him. I just reversed it on him and hooked him in a move with it, and was like, I was fixing to stab him and shit with, it, and then they took over me after that.
I didn't really know what it was at first. I was like, maybe it's scissors, maybe it's a fucking something else. But fuck yeah, I like that match. I like you and Blaine. You and Blaine hook up really well.
Also that match, the spot with the
Hold on.
fence thing right there. They had the light bulbs all over the fence and the barbed wire fence. Like that fucking sucked too. Russian leg sweep into it, then a fucking knee into it, knee to the face into it. That sucked ass.
I'd say at Southern Outlaws, how did you feel when Sicko hit you with that light blue rat thing? He swung it around and smacked you with it.
I was like, what the fuck? Because I didn't even really see it coming. I turned around and it was just fucking there.
I think
Like,
that's how he
you
split his
see
arm,
me,
ain't
you
it?
see me go, you see me go. Yeah, it split my arm instantly right there. Like, as soon as I take the little side bump on the side of the ring and go to the outside. And as soon as my feet hit the ground right there, my arm was like burning really bad. So that instantly made me look down at it, and I could see like underneath my skin a little bit. Like, I think it was just the angle that I was looking at it, because I was laying on the ground and shit looking at it, and I was seeing like underneath my skin a little, and I don't know, it was weird. And I
What is
almost freaked out a little bit because I seen the skin like that. Like, I don't know, it was weird. I didn't freak out too much. I just had dude fucking tape it up, and then I went back and finished this fucking match.
that had to be fucking nasty as soon as
If
it
I'm
fucking
not a
happened.
fucking pussy, I'm not gonna quit the match. I'm gonna go back out there. I'm gonna tape it up and keep on going.
I understand that. That had to be fucking nasty when it first happened, though.
Yeah,
Like, I'm never.
it only really sucked. The only time it ever sucked was the next morning, after having all the gauze and stuff on it from overnight, sleeping in it overnight. When I woke up the next morning and take it off and was gonna clean it and stuff, it took like 30 minutes for that bitch to quit bleeding. I said, God damn.
Oh my god, did the gauze
When
get
I
stuck
felt,
to it?
yeah, it got the gauze stuck to it, and I like opened it up a little bit more, and I said, God damn. I know. I put those Band-Aid stitches on it. You ever seen those? I put
Yeah,
some of them. I put some of them on it, and that's why it somewhat looks decent now. I didn't go get it stitched up. Like, I'm a dumbass. I didn't go to the hospital and get it stitched up. But it'll be a gnarly scar. Won't be the
I
first
mean,
one. Probably won't be the last one.
I see a
True,
lot of y'all
true.
guys don't go get stitched up. A lot of y'all just say fuck it, this super glue and
Where's that one? That one's probably my worst scar. I got
oh
that.
shit.
I got that at 12 from Chuey
That looks
giving
like
me.
a V or a check mark, depending on how you look at it.
I don't know. It was nasty too.
What is
I
your
got that
worst
one. The what
what
now?
is your what is your worst injury or major one?
Uh, my worst injury. I've not, man. I've been lucky, and I've not really had a shitload. As long as I've been wrestling, I've not had like any major serious where I had to not be able to wrestle again.
Knock on
Like
wood.
I've always wrestled. Every weekend, pretty much, I'm somewhere damn wrestling. Like I've been like that for at least 15 years out of the 18. That's the way I've been every weekend. Friday, Saturday. Sometimes I get a Sunday show. Sometimes I don't get Sunday shows. Just that Friday and Saturday.
He is dedicated into wrestling, and that's what we need. We need more wrestlers that's full on dedicated into it. Will you speak on the fan that attacked you at Carnage Cup 13?
No, I don't. I can't. No.
We got little sickos. We interviewed little sicko. We asked him, and he's like, "Well, it was her here," and I'm like, "What?" And that part was fucking crazy, dude. Like, I was sitting there watching, and y'all go up the hill, and all of a sudden, yeah, we know, and she just smacks you, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then Larry Legend's like, what the fuck? We got some fan interference in here. And I'm like, oh my God.
Man, I'll tell you, like, we kindly done it like as a joke, but like she earlier during the day was like, oh, I'm gonna bust you with this shit, and then I had the idea to actually let her fucking do it. Like she gave me the idea to let her do it. You know what I mean? Because I got to thinking, I was like, they pretty much know his family and his girlfriend and everybody. Like everybody knows Little Sicko. They know the Circus of Chaos. You know what I mean? Everybody knows them. That's why I was like, okay, we're gonna get her involved somehow. And even her and my old lady kind of argued for a minute there until they took my old lady off because my old lady's a little hothead, 4 foot tall, hothead. She might be 5 foot. She's short. My old lady's short.
And my mom, she's like 5 foot. And my grandfather was up. She was up here earlier, and my grandfather's like, "You ain't no 5 foot. You're probably 4'11", and I'm like a stick of dynamite. And my wife starts laughing. I look over at her, and I'm like, "You're short too." She goes, "I'm 5'5". I'm like, "Why is it the one that's 5'5" and under is always like a stick of dynamite?"
My sister stands 4, bro.
4 foot.
Stands 4'9". She is legally a midget.
Yeah.
We tell her.
I tell her all the time that her real daddy Willie Walker's gonna come get her because she's the lost Oompa Loompa.
He's actually my. I'm like, sis.
Bro.
I'm like, sis, look at this. And then you get Squirrel, and he'll go, "I'm taller than both of y'all. Shut up." I'm like, fuck you. What is your hobbies out of the ring?
Fishing, hanging out with the kiddos.
I feel that.
I hang out with my buddies, like just to hang out and drink and smoke and maybe shoot horseshoes every now and then. Because I'm not really into the other shit that everybody be playing nowadays. I'm not really into that shit. I'd rather play horseshoes. That's what we grew up playing was horseshoes.
Yep.
Horseshoes is cool. I like horseshoes. Horseshoes is a good
Shit,
game. I used to play it all the time.
Play horseshoes all day and drink all day, and that's a fun day.
When I was in boot camp,
Hello
the only
there.
thing we could do, like after we got off of work in boot camp, was either play golf because we made golf courses, or play horseshoes. And I'm like, well, I'm not really too big on golf, so I'm gonna sit here and look like a dumbass playing golf. But I do know
Like,
a little bit about
I'm
horseshoes.
pretty good at golf. Like, I'm pretty good at golf. I used to work at a golf course. That's why I got good at golf. Like, my grandpa when we were kids, like he was I guess the supervisor. He was like the boss man under the boss.
Yeah.
So we pretty much got to go there, and like that's where I learned how to work at. Like I learned to work, mow grass, weed eat, run any kind of motor, like tractors. Like, I've done all that kind of shit. Like, there,
I'm not worth a fuck at golf. Like, I've tried to play golf, and me playing golf, I am horrible.
Hey, mini golf. I don't know about real golf, but I like playing mini golf. That shit's fun as hell.
the thing is about golf is don't go while you're mad. If you're ever mad, you'll never play good. You have to be in a good day, relaxed day. Don't be mad.
One of the things I don't understand about golf is
All
I don't
about focusing on the ball. Focus. That's all.
is the point system. Like, I don't understand how it's negatives. Like, I don't even watch it on TV. I mean, I like it.
On most games, like, you want to be the highest score. Like in golf, you don't want to be the highest score. You want to be the lowest score.
That
makes
explains it.
You don't want to have a high score at the end. You want to be the lowest score, like, the lowest score possible.
Well, that explains why I never could play golf, because I'm always trying to get the higher score than everybody else.
You always try to get a first good shot, a second good shot, and then try to make your putt. That'll be a birdie. But a lot of people can't do that. It's hard to. It is hard to if you don't know. If you've never played golf, it takes a while to learn golf. Golf is not an easy sport. Like, people think it's easy. You go out there and hit it. Yeah, you're gonna hit it, but it's not gonna where you trying to go where you want it to go. Because if you don't know how to do it, you don't know how to do it.
Golf, to me, is about as hard as tennis.
I've never tried tennis.
Because, like, I mean, I've tried tennis, and I guess I'm not athletic enough for tennis, because you hit a ball, one way and then another way, and then you got to run and chase
I
it.
played this one shit. I don't remember what it's called. We were like it was pretty much like they called it. But you had this hard ass glove on your hand. Instead of using the thing, you use your hand. And
handball?
I think that might be what it's called. But they have a gym thing for that shit, and that's what we were playing in.
I thought he was talking about squash there for a minute.
Like a basketball court. It ain't got basketball goals, pretty much. It's like but it was a little bitty area. Like, it was weird.
Might be handball.
Like, yeah.
Go ahead, squirrel.
And that shit, you just get smacked with that ball. That shit come back hard too, because it's like one of them rubber balls.
That shit's like playing dodgeball.
Bro, playing tennis in high school, bro, and they say they don't hurt. Bullshit.
One of those fucking dudes hit this one dude right here in the forehead, and this dude it came up a black circle right there as his bruise. I was like, God, man.
Oh,
It looked like he got shot with those beanbag guns. Like, that's what it looked like. I was like, damn.
Those beanbag guns, they don't look like they hurt, but when they come out of that motherfucker and they make contact with your body,
that's a lot of force coming out.
They hurt. I've had one across my back, and a lot of people's like, well, you could take pain. I'm like, yeah, but I'm not interested in being a deathmatch wrestler. My body's probably not going to let me. I already got scoliosis and arthritis. I'm not going to last longer than 2 years.
Man, I've really not done death matches too long, not for real. I've been in wrestling for a good while, but I ain't done death match wrestling for a long time yet. I'm getting there though. I'm starting to learn.
So I take it you prefer death matches?
Like either, like now I'm either. I like the death matches like now. You know what I mean? I'm more into them now, and I'll do either now. So either way, I'll work either shows.
Squirrel, he likes. Well, we both like either type of wrestling, but I'm more of a deathmatch guy. I like the weapons and how y'all can maneuver yourself and shit. I like technical wrestling too, but I'll take death matches over technical because I feel like, y'all can get in there and release so much more anger and so much more steam, and You know, you get in there and y'all can actually be yourself because there's less rules.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. At Southern Outlaws, how did you feel when little sicko hit you with the Spanish fly through the glass?
Hmm.
That was a little rough bump too. Like, it's almost like he started jumping though before I was standing up and shit all the way because like you kind of see me still holding on to the rope and then it's like I'm not even standing up and then I'm trying to get up and then we're flipping. So that's why it looks like I'm not standing up for the Spanish fly because when they got up there, they just grabbed me and we went.
Yeah, that happened pretty quick. Like, I don't even think Jay was stable at all, and Little Sicko was already up there. I actually covered that match on the channel, and it actually got age restricted, of course. And York Terrier called it something. Fuck, I wrote it down. The sicko fly or something like that.
Sicko fly, yeah.
It was pretty good, but like I don't think Jay was too stable. Like he was climbing up, but I don't think he was actually ready to be positioned.
I wasn't all the way.
Yeah, because when he went really, really fast to me.
Yeah.
It was like boom, 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 boom. I was like, whoa, what the hell just happened? So,
What's your thoughts on Mr. Crystal? Everyone seems to have a different opinion on him.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I used to like dude until he ran his fucking mouth too goddamn much. And he ran his mouth to me and Blaine, and I made that motherfucker apologize at the next show we were at. I got in his face and told him, I was like, bro, you're finna apologize or I'm finna punch you right in the mouth. And he fucking apologized to me.
Oh, shit.
Then I told him, I said, hey, bro, now you gotta go apologize to Blaine now, because now you apologize to me. Now you gotta do it to him, because you talked about his kid. Dude talked about all kind of shit, man. Talked about his kids and all this shit, man. Dumb shit.
Man, you don't do that fucking shit. It don't matter if it's a shoot, if it's a work. You don't fucking do that shit in general, bro.
Yeah.
What is your bloodiest match in your opinion?
Probably the Kings of Carnage match. And Lil Sicko Kings of Carnage. Probably that match.
That was pretty fucking good. I like that match. I would say you and Blaine Evans and shit Apocalypse, but y'all kept, which I know it was hot, but y'all kept pouring water on yourself, so that pretty much explains it.
It was mainly washing it off. Like, if we wouldn't have that, we would have both been bloody murdered because it was hot that day. We'd probably sweat the blood off. Like, it was like almost 100 degrees that day.
That match was insane. Have you seen that match, Squirrel?
I have to check it out after this.
You might want to. That match with Blaine and him, like, that was like this, I don't know what you would call it, like this playpen thing
Man,
made out of...
I got a good bit of matches on YouTube and stuff.
Yeah, he's on YouTube.
Normal matches. I've got matches where I wrestle Action Mike Jackson. Y'all know who that is. He was on Impact not too long ago. Like, he was on there. Wrestled him. I've wrestled. Like I've already said, Johnny Swinger. I've done said him. I've wrestled him at a show for. Who did that show? There's another guy from TNA. Was that was the show they were doing it for, and there was like a lot of people at that show.
Oh, what was it like wrestling in a steel cage? You fought. I didn't write the guy's name down, but you wrestled this older gentleman in these green pants. And John Hare has it on YouTube. I can't remember his name. He seems like he's in his, no offense, but he seemed like in his 50s or 60s.
Oh man,
I can't remember his name, but what was it like wrestling in a steel cage?
Like, man, I've had a couple of cage matches. They're fun. Like I've did a steel cage match where it was me and Blaine Evans against the these two other guys that wrestled it when I came into wrestling. They were there, but this was probably like 5 or 6 years after I done come in. We did this cage match, and the finish of that match was I'm climbing out of the cage. One of them comes up and stops me. The other one comes up and grabs me, and they both hook me from there, and they suplex me off of the top of that cage through a shitload of damn thumbtacks. Like, they had, I forget what it was. They had like the sweet tea McDonald's glass. They had those things like full of thumbtacks.
Oh shit!
Oh damn!
That was a crazy little match too.
Go ahead, Squirrel.
In the casket match with John Rare, how did you feel when you hit John Rare with a missile drop kick while he was holding the chair?
Man, I almost hurt myself doing that because when I did the missile drop kick, I went flying over, and I seen that ladder, and I had to land kind of weird, so I didn't land on that ladder and hurt myself even more. So I took a little bit of not getting hurt as bad as getting hurt bad on that ladder, because that ladder I didn't know was there.
What was
I
it like?
understand that.
What was it like facing John Rare in a casket match in general?
It was fun. I was a little nervous. That was my first time working with John, but
I understand
nervous. I was just nervous just because I know who John is. I knew who he was, and then now I finally was getting to wrestling, and it was an honor to wrestle him, and especially that kind of match too. It's one of his style of matches.
You know, a lot of people's like has a different opinion about John, and I'm like, dude,
Like, I love John, man. Ever since I've met John, I've loved John.
I love John. He's one of my favorites from Deep South. You know, one of the older legends from Deep South. He's one of my favorite older legends. And I'm like, you know, I have to get this question on this casket match. That it was a fucking insane.
Yeah. God damn.
Go ahead, Squirrel.
Speaking how you said earlier you was trying to avoid the ladder. Later on in the match, how did you feel when he suplexed you into the ladder?
Man, the suplexes on the ladder, it's gonna suck regardless.
I think him and Ladders just became friends.
Man, I've had ladders like thrown from somebody that was not even in the ring, just cartwheel straight to the back of the head. Like, god damn, where'd that come from? Like that shit happens though in matches, like especially if you're in there with somebody you really don't even know too well.
Yeah, that's the creepy thing.
Yes.
But it's all about trust.
That's
You're
trust
in there
and
with.
respect. Yes, sir.
Yes.
And a lot of times you can tell when you have trust, and then when you don't have trust, you can tell that as soon as you meet somebody, you can tell that. You can tell the guys that's supposed to beat your motherfucking ass.
Yeah, you can tell the ones that want to wrestle and the ones that actually want to fight.
Yeah.
Which is worst in your opinion, razor wire or bob wire?
I've never taken razor wire, but I'm pretty sure that's probably more worse.
I would definitely say so because
I put barbed wire plenty of times. Like, it just scratch the shit out of you. Might cut the hell out of you. It might rip you open too. It just depends on how you hit it. Like,
that's actually kind of surprising, being a Deep South boy and never going through razor wire. Now watch Kevin watch this interview and be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna book him in some razor wire this time."
I don't know about that. Razor wire. Man, I don't know about it. I don't know about razor wire.
You hear that, Kevin? He don't know about razor wire, so that don't mean put him in a razor wire match. I mean, who did we interview? Somebody that we interviewed said that razor wire would slice like from this part of their arm all the way up. and it hit the I don't know what you'd call it, like the muscle or the ligament, and they can't feel this arm from here to their elbow. And I'm like, oh shit!
Holy
I can't
fuck.
remember what cup it was, but the cup, I think it was Insane Lane and the guy that went by Rick Hayes. They did a good ass goddamn razor wire board.
That was
They took
another good one.
dude took a backdrop
Yeah.
onto the razor board.
Yes, and that was when Insane Lane,
That
I
was
think,
a
started
sick spot.
squirting
That was
blood
a sick
everywhere.
spot. That was good shit.
I said, I think I asked him about what was being in the finals of Carnage Cup 12.
Uh, it was an honor, and it was a little bit of nerves. Like that was the first that meeting Chewy. I met Chewy that day. Like that was the first time I met Chewy. I've heard of Chewy, seen all of his videos and stuff, but that was the day I met Chewy. And
I've never got a chance
Chewy's
to
the
meet
coolest
Chewy.
fucking guy I've ever been in the ring with, and he's one of the toughest too.
Oh shit!
Yeah, him and Bryant Woods. They're pretty tough motherfuckers. Like they're big tough fuckers. Like.
Chewy's fucking crazy
And
though.
I get along with him because I'm a little tough guy. I'm not no big tough guy, no. And I really not mind even be a tough guy to some people, but I'm not gonna let motherfuckers push me over neither.
That's true.
I've always been taught stand up for yourself. Like that's
Yeah,
Bingo.
life.
Stand up for yourself. Stand for something, or you'll fall for anything. And don't start no shit. There won't be no shit.
Yeah.
And Carnage Cup 12, what was it like taking a Death Valley driver through the Caribbean barbwire?
Oof. That's what gave me the scar here on my arm.
That's how you got that scar.
Man, I noticed after the show was over and I seen that place on my arm, I was like, that's got to be something like in that wood or something. Cause I don't know, it's weird. And I walked over there and looked, and they had screws like still sticking up, but that was holding the bob wire down. They screwed it instead of usually motherfuckers tape it. They screwed it for some reason. I was like, that's what fucking cut my damn arms. That screw sticking up about that far.
Oh,
Like,
fuck.
gee.
It's almost like that screw just grazed my arm as we went crashing through that shit. Because
Oh, my God.
Chewy did take most of the bump, and I landed on the corner of all that shit. The corner of it's where that shit
gee.
had the nails in it, or screws sticking out. I said, God damn, fucking fuck me all up.
Go ahead, Squirrel.
Oh, sorry. What was going through your mind when John Rare back body dropped you onto the casket?
I was thinking I was fixing a power bomb, and then out of nowhere, it just, whoop, I went flying. When I hit, I bounced off of it, and I was like, God damn, that fucking hurt. That was the roughest bump in that match, the casket bump.
Because, yeah, I got to agree, because, you know, some caskets, well, some promotions like WWE and shit, they're made out to be like they're fake caskets or whatever, and they can break easy. But, fuck, when he
That
did
was
that,
a hard, solid fucking casket, bro.
that's what I was about to say. You could tell that casket was as real as any. Like, you could tell that that fucking gasket didn't budge, but you could
It
tell
really
Jay,
didn't hurt. It knocked the wind out of me more than it hurt. It really didn't hurt bad. Like, it just knocked the wind out of me some. And I was
I
like,
thought it
damn.
honestly broke your back. How was it facing two Latinos in Carnage Cup 13?
It was a fun match, man. Like, I like Chewy and I like Sit Boy. That was the first time I met Sit Boy. Like, that was a fun match.
That match was fucking crazy.
Like, I was a little bit nervous just because I really didn't know Sit Boy, but when I met him, I was like, okay, he seems cool. He's a cool guy. Like him and Chewy, like they cool. Turned out to a good match. Oh, you good? Go ahead.
And the 2 out of 3 falls and King of the Carnage, when you fought Little Sicko, who was the third person supposed to be?
Who was the what?
There was supposed to be another person in the 2 out of 3 falls.
It was gonna be Jamie Richards, but he had car trouble. Like his car broke down or something. He had trouble getting there. So we
Honestly, I
just
thought
went on with a single match.
I thought it was supposed to be the body because I know who he was booked, but his worker beats expired.
Just a simple one. I don't know. I looked on YouTube. I ain't seen none. Have you ever wrestled internationally?
I have not yet, but I plan on it in the future. Maybe soon in the future. Just depends on the timing, I guess, of things.
Yes, sir.
But I do plan on going to a couple of different places. Yes,
I like to see you over in England.
Yeah.
And there,
Japan.
yeah.
Yeah, I've always wanted to go to Japan, like just ever since I've been wrestling, just because I know most of the big guys go through Japan and then they come back here and then they're more. I don't know. It seems like they're more well known when they come back from being over there.
Yeah, and they're more professional. I gotta agree. Is there anything you would like to speak on or say?
I think that's about it, guys.
Alrighty, thank you for coming on, Jay.
Yes, sir, and hope to see you
Thank you.
guys at Cup.
I'll see you at Cup, yes sir.
Sir.
Yes, sir.